Yes, beautiful, beautiful. So I have the privilege of introducing our guest speaker today. We, as the Core Council, had the honor of being with her all day yesterday. And Reverend Linda Jackson is a friend of mine as well as a colleague. And we served together at the Buddhist Spiritual Center in Chicago for many years. She has been a licensed spiritual practitioner with Centers for Spiritual Living for over 11 years and has a private practice with that, in addition to many other skills, including her own business in marketing and branding and the spirit of your brand. So she brought some of that expertise yesterday with us as we are looking at the vision that is pulling us to what Ahava is becoming now. So she was the perfect guide for that process yesterday, as well as her consciousness and her heart and her creativity, which those of you who are signed up for her workshop later today will get to experience even more. And Linda Jackson currently serves as the assistant minister at Cityside Spiritual Center, which is a center for spiritual living in Chicago. So welcome, actually back, because you were here for my ordination. So welcome back to Lexington, Reverend Linda Jackson.
Thank you and good morning. You all get Reverend Rainbow on a regular basis and you're spoiled. And I thank you for entertaining me today. It was lovely spending the day with the Core Council yesterday, and I hope you all know that you are in very good hands and very big hearts. How blessed this community is. And before I begin kicking off this November theme of Everything is Sacred, am I not close enough?
I can't see you.
Oh, okay. Before I kick off Everything is Sacred, I just want to acknowledge, in the context of the world around us, with divisive politics, fear-based media, the news, atrocities across the world, right? I mean, we have Ukraine and Russia, Israel, Palestine. Even back in my hometown of Chicago, crime is just skyrocketing. Every week, we're hearing of a new natural or unnatural disaster. And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on that. I just think it's important to acknowledge it and to also acknowledge the gift of community like this, where we come together to hold the truth in the midst of what is going on, right? And maybe even to acknowledge that we are privileged to be here and to be in this room, in this conversation. And also to know that it is tricky for Reverend Rainbow and all of those who get up here to strike that balance, to hold that space. I can tell you that I have heard criticism about a speaker dwelling on the war, and at the same time, criticism that the speaker was not adequately addressing what was going on. There are many perspectives. It's difficult to please everyone. So what I believe our job is to hold truth, to acknowledge what's so, and to lift our consciousness. And under global circumstances, I can see how this conversation might seem superficial, or as my mother would say, Pollyanna. Like the idea of prosperity and manifesting when the world is on fire, entire cities being destroyed. But I ask you to reconsider. I ask you to consider that prosperity conversation and that manifesting conversation are deep and profound, life-changing conversations, world-changing conversations. There's this Buddhist concept that I've been working with. It's really been resonating for me. Everything on your path is for your awakening. All of it. Everything is sacred. And at Cityside, we're in the midst of our prosperity campaign. We're working with the book, The Prosperous Heart. And Julia Cameron, the author of that book, says, true spiritual prosperity is a mindset, an attitude, a choice we make. Choosing prosperity is choosing the divine. It's choosing spirit. And I want you to really get that. Choosing prosperity is choosing the divine. So even your finances are an opportunity to choose the divine. Everything is sacred. So our money is just another way that we get to choose God, the divine. And it is our responsibility to speak truth to the conditions. To choose the divine in the midst of the conditions. So no matter what is going on, you are being called to do your inner work, to connect with the God of your being and find the sacred in it. Throughout history, there have been conflicts. And these conflicts invariably stem from people believing they are separate. Separate from God, separate from one another. They're in fear that they have something to lose or bent on something to gain. They got to get theirs. And I am inviting you to refuse to believe the lie of separation. We are living in the effects of past choices, our own and the choices of the collective, and our power is in our choice today, our choice in every moment. We are always at choice. We get to keep choosing. not to let it put you back to sleep, but to lift you into new possibilities. When we do the work, we unravel the beliefs, we dissolve the lie of separation, we know we are one with the infinite. And when we know we are one with love, there is nothing to fear. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to feel guilty about. We are set free. When we commune, an opening occurs. We receive that inner guidance. And from there, not from ego thinking, we allow life to move us, allow love to move us. We find ourselves in flow with new opportunities, new things presenting themselves, things that are beyond anything our ego personality could have come up with. So our real work is to open to spirit, to commune with the divine. But that can't occur when we're in fight or flight, when we're in hustle or frenzy, or in a contracted, fist-clenched state. I want you to get that. When we're hustling or contracted, we're cut off from flow. We're cut off from our guidance. So imagine everyone in the world running around in their busyness, trying to get their share, but they're all cut off from spirit. No wonder we're at war. So peace begins with me, not a trite saying. What is my inner landscape? Begin to notice what is happening within. We're individual expressions of the one. What is good for one is truly good for all. If I am in a contracted state, if I'm stressed, tense, gripping, I'm not contributing to peace. The war within my being contributes to the war out there. The peace within my being contributes to the peace out there. How am I being? How are you being? So take a breath. Talk about contraction. Let's just take a moment to practice, to feel into this. Do you feel any contraction in your body? Any gripping or holding, any ways you're cut off from flow? The invitation there is always to breathe, move that energy and open to flow. And I invite you to allow a current situation or experience, something that you might perceive as a current challenge in your life. Just allow that to rise up. And notice what it is you're feeling in your body. Lean into it and breathe. Move. Begin to move that energy. As you lean into it, as you befriend it, as you open yourself to it, whatever this challenge is, ask what information it has for you. You're opening to the divine. Ask, how is this for your growth? How is this pointing you back to God? How is this sacred? When your primary relationship is your relationship with the divine, it becomes natural to lean into that which you are wanting to resist. And when we stop resisting, there is an opening. As you commune with the divine, the opening occurs. You receive guidance. You see what else is possible. In that opening, peace is restored within your being. Harmony is restored within your being. As we do our personal healing, we impact the collective. Humanity is restored. Everything, on your path is for your awakening. It is our responsibility to speak truth to condition, to choose the divine in the midst of conditions. Everything is sacred. I'm going to take this into prayer. Right here, right now, there is only one thing happening. That is the life of God, the life of the divine, the life of freedom and harmony and peace, abundance. All that God is, I am. And I know that this is the truth for everyone in the sound of my voice. Everyone hearing this prayer is an individual expression of the harmony, of the order, of the peace, of the abundance. And from that place, I just speak a word of blessing, a word of healing, a word of hope and restoration. Just affirming that each of us is the key to restoring harmony in the world, the key to restoring abundance in our communities, the key to living in freedom. What is good for one is good for all. We must stand for truth. We must stand for freedom. We must be the harmony. We must be the peace. We must be the abundance. We must choose the divine in everything. And I just say yes to this. I say yes to choosing the divine. I say yes, and I ask you to join me in saying yes to the divine. Yes. Yes. We are the peace. We are the freedom. We are the love. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.